girls, Ms. BeatBasics here. I want to welcome you back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about holiday makeup, girls. I have been so obsessed and overwhelmed with all of the limited edition palettes, the limited edition lippies, just the limited edition makeup in general that's just been coming out over the holiday season. Some beautiful colors, beautiful hues, amazing packaging, and today is of no exception. Today is of no exception. Kat Von D always gets it right when it comes to her palette, so you know I had to go out and grab myself the Metal Matte palette that she just released for the holiday. I absolutely love this palette. It's everything, and I love her packaging. Always is on point. I love the ambigram design that she has going on the front here. I love the fact that she put a legend on the back of the box, just showing all the shadows, names, the mattes on the bottom, the metallics across the top, and you have your metallic ingredients across the side of the box, as well the matte ingredients on the back as well. So if you like to keep and know what's in your eyeshadows, I don't plan on throwing out my box because I like to know what's going on with my eyeshadows for any reason. Just for me, it's the nerd in me. But anyway, yeah, this is the packaging for the palette. But can we just talk about the actual palette? I mean, oh my god. Like, the color selection is awesome, and me being a cool tone girl, I love the fact that she really kept true to that in this palette. I would have liked if she had like an orange or like a rust color to use as a transition, but it's cool. I have a million other eyeshadows that can hook that up for myself, so I'm not mad at all. I think this palette is everything. Today I actually came up with the look that I'm wearing right now with this palette, and it's majority Kat Von D colors that are on here. I'll zoom in just a little bit so you can see what it looks like. Okay. And that's the eye look that I came up with. I absolutely love the way these colors marry together on the lid. I think that they blend beautifully. I would definitely be using this palette over the holiday seasons, no questions asked. Without further ado, let's get into those swatches. Okay, also for the swatches, I know everybody likes to see a finger swatch because it shows everything so rich and beautiful, but that's not realistic as to how it's going to lay down on your eye, right? So, as you guys know, I love my brush swatches. I'm going to be using these two brushes. This brush obviously is the Kat Von D contoured shade and light brush. And this brush is a Sonia Kashuk brush, just another buffer kind of brush to help pick up the matte shadows. One is for the lighter colors, one is for the darker colors. That's the reason for two. And with the shimmer shadows, I'm going to be using another set of Sonia Kashuk brushes. A flat shader brush here. It's kind of blunt. I think it'll be good enough to help pick up the shimmer shadows. And this is another flat top one. Just in case that one doesn't work, I'll use something like this, okay? And of course, with the shadows, I'm going to be showing them to you from right to level. My right, your left, all the way down. So first up is linen. There is your finger swipe, and there is your brush stroke. For the finger swipe, I had to go in about 2 or 3 times to get it to come off this deep. I don't think I would ever wear it this strong on my eyelid, but I had to go in this strong to get it that dark. And for the brush stroke, I just went in like same amount of times, 2 or 3 times to get it to come up this pigmented. But I think for myself, color like that, if I'm going to use it on the inner corner or even as just a all over lid color, if I want to make another color pop, I don't think I would make it go that white anyway. So I'm kind of glad that it does buff out the way it does. If you can see, I can show you there. It buffs out pretty well. It doesn't look too white once you kind of put your hand to go in there. See, I like how it buffs out. Next up is Jet. There is your finger swipe. And there is your brush stroke. I find that the colors are super creamy when I'm rubbing them with the finger swipe. Just to let you guys know, they're not coarse at all. This was about 2 or 3 times that I went in with the brush, twice. Okay, and I actually do like the fact that this is not a strong black, because sometimes when you're going for that smoked out look, you don't want it to be so pow as soon as you put it onto your lid. So I like the fact that it does build up. So that's Jet, really awesome black. We have Velour. There's your finger swipe. There is your brush swipe. And this one, I went in once and I swiped. This one, I went in like 2 times back and forth with the brush, and it came off this strong on both swatches. So next up is Stone. That is your brush swatch from the Metal Matte palette right there. Sorry, your finger swipe. There is your brush swatch right next to it. Okay, so that's Stone. It's a beautiful charcoal gray. I absolutely love it. And I also wanted to show you from Kat Von D's quad. This is the Smoke quad with the gray in it. This is the gray, the dark charcoal gray from that palette on the end here. As you can see, it's a lot deeper than the, what's this color here? I'm sorry. Than Stone from the Metal Matte palette. So this is the quad shade here. And this is the Metal Matte palette shade here. So they are completely different. So if you do have it, no worries, you won't be double buying this color. It's absolutely beautiful. Not that it's an awful color to have two of, right? Okay, so next up is Moss. There is your finger swipe. I only had to go in once or twice in the pan to get it like this. It's a super beautiful green. Love it. There is your brush swatch of it right next to it. Didn't have to go in it all hard to get it like this. And I just wanted to show you from her quad, the Shade and Light Sage quad that she came out with, the green that's actually in this one is a lot deeper than the other green, than the Moss green from the Metal Matte palette. I actually love that they're both so different. I love that. And I'm a sucker for a good green matte. So I love the fact that they are different from each other. Just wanted to show you guys a comparison. So that's the Sage quad green, and this is the Moss green from the Metal Matte palette. Ribbon. Okay. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit for this one because I've heard a lot of people saying that this one actually swatches really streaky. Or patchy or skippy, or I don't know why. I actually just ran my finger in the pen up and down like this, ran it across my hand, and that's how she came out. I think it's really pretty. Really pretty purple. And then beside it, you have your brush stroke, which also I think didn't come out very patchy or anything like that. I think it came out really nice. So I guess, I don't know, maybe it's, it depends on what kind of primer, what kind of brush you're using. Maybe it's a factor as well for why it doesn't swatch so well in some of the videos that I've seen. But for me, I think it swatched beautifully and it felt super soft in the pen as well. So that is Ribbon. Next up we have Silk. Beautiful. There is your finger swatch. I absolutely love this color. I went in really strong with the finger swatch because I wanted to show you how what the color actually looks like against my skin tone. But this brush stroke is what is just blowing me away. I love the fact that it swatches really sheer so that you can build it up to what you want it to be. And I think this is going to be perfect to help blend out the edges of any kind of eye look that you're doing that looks too harsh. I think this will be great to soften up the edges of any eye look you're doing. It's beautiful. And I also wanted to show you once again from Kat Von D's quads. This is going to be the Plum quad, and this color right here is the color that I swatched right next to Silk with a brush, because I just wanted to show you as well that if you already have this quad, you wouldn't be buying doubles because it actually swatches much cooler than Silk. Okay, so that is the quad purple. All right, and that is Silk beside it. Two totally different purples, two beautiful colors. We have Fringe. There is your finger swipe. And there is your brush stroke right next to it. This color is just way too stark. I don't see myself using it for anything other than maybe brightening up the inner corner for a matte look or something like that, just to give your inner corner a little pop. Yeah, that's probably the only thing I would ever use this for. But it's super stark. Is Feather, which is that gorgeous buttery yellow in the palette. Just beautiful. I really love this color. Don't know how I'm going to work this one out for myself, but I do love the buttery yellow. So there's your finger swipe and your brush swatch right next to it. Really beautiful. It's Oak. There is your finger swipe and your brush swatch right next to it. I absolutely love how this color is almost the same color as my skin. Just a little bit deeper and a little bit cooler, but I really do love that. It's perfect. Love it. Super smooth and buttery. Oak. Suede. There is your finger swipe and your brush swatch right next to it. I absolutely love the way Suede mixes with Oak. It makes the perfect transition color or buffing color, whatever you're looking for, something subtle, something really soft. This and Oak mixed together, amazing. So that's Suede. And here we have Bone. There's your finger swipe and your brush swatch next to it. I absolutely love the way this one buffs out as well, as I showed you with that first shade linen. This is not so white. This is more of an off-white, but it also buffs out really nicely. You can barely see it once it buffs out into skin, because that was the finger swipe and that was the brush stroke that I'm buffing out of my hand there. I really like this color. Something to set your eyeshadow base, you know, whatever. I like this. I absolutely like this color, because when you want your colors to pop, you need to have a little bit of a lighter color on your lid, and I think this is going to do it. Like I said, to cover over your eyeshadow base, I think this is really cool. So bone. And last up in the mattes is Velvet. There she is with the finger stroke. Love this color. Super pigmented. Very minimal effort to get it to come off this strong. There's your brush stroke. And I also wanted to show you once again in the Shade and Light Quad, okay, your deep plum color, which is in the plum quad. This one right here, I swatched that color right there. And I know it's very, very subtle, but you can see that they're two totally different colors. This plum is a lot warmer than this one. This is a much cooler plum than this one. But they are two totally different colors. So as I said again, if you already have those quads, don't worry, you won't be buying colors doubly, okay? Really beautiful. So that's from the Shade and Light Quad palette, and this is from the Metal Matte palette, okay? And that is Velvet. Okay, so let's get into those first shimmers. Up from the metals is Nebula. There is your finger swipe, and there is your brush stroke. Absolutely gorgeous. This color swatches so beautifully, and minimal effort to get it to come off like this, dolls. Just want to let you know that. Next is Watt. Beautiful green. I mean, just to die for. Finger swipe, brush stroke. Gorgeous. Now here's Ignite. This is like a beautiful sea foamy green blue kind of color. Love this color. I've never actually used a color like this before, but I will find a way to use this. This is really pretty. So there's your finger swipe and your brush stroke. I mean, can you even tell the difference between the two? They're so pigmented. Okay, so next up is Tinsel. This is just a beautiful, I love this color. It's like a white gold color. I just love it. It's probably my favorite metal in the whole palette. But this is your finger swipe and this is your brush stroke. Absolutely love it. I'm actually wearing it on my eye today. I don't know if you noticed it when I showed you the close-up before, but it's actually on the outer part of my eyelid. I had to show it off today. I just love this color. So here we have Glitz. There's your finger swipe and your brush swatch right next to it. Now this one has more of a like a pale pink undertone to it, as opposed to Tinsel, which had more of a white gold kind of undertone to it, which I really love. But let me just show a little close up so you can see. I don't know if you can make it out there. It has like a pale pink undertone to it. But still very pretty. A great color for the inner corner, that kind of thing. Really okay, pretty. You guys still with me? I know it's a lot of swatches. It's a huge palette. But aren't these colors beautiful? I told you. Okay, so next up we have Twinkle. And there is your finger swipe and your brush stroke. I absolutely love the lavender hue coming off of this. Let me just tighten the frame so you can see it. Really, really pretty light purple. So pretty. I don't know if you can make it out against my skin tone there, but it's a really pretty purple. Okay, so next up we have Volt. This really pretty purple color. I absolutely love how subtle this purple shimmer is. If I take it out of the light, you can barely even see it on my skin. That's how subtle it is. But it's a really nice purple if you can make it out there at all. There is your finger swipe, and there's your brush stroke right next to it. I would call this a very dirty purple. That's why I'm thinking it matches my skin tone and it doesn't pop as much as purples usually do on me. But I really still do love this. This is really great for a subtle smoky eye. I think this would be awesome on the lid. Yeah, so that is... oh, what's the color name again? That is the color Volt. I really love this purple. Okay, so next up we have Synergy. There is your finger swipe and your brush stroke right next to it. This is the most beautiful copper penny color. I absolutely love this. I'm almost tempted to use this as a highlight as well, and I think I will because it's just too pretty not to. Another color that I incorporated into my eye look today. But yeah, this is really pretty. I don't have any of Kat Von D's single foiled shadows, but apparently these shadows are supposed to be replicas of the ones that she already has, just in a pan instead of single. So I'm really glad I actually get a chance to try out some of those, because I might go back and actually get some of those. But I really am feeling synergy. This is a super beautiful color, and of course, you know, I had to use it today. Beautiful. Alright, so the last color, last up in this gorgeousness of a palette is Flash. There is your finger swipe and your brush stroke right next to it. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see the kind of orangey gold going on here. I absolutely love this color. I love that it's not too gold, it's not on the orange side, it's not too yellow. I just love it. It's perfect. Beautiful color. Another color that I incorporated into my eye look today. So dolls, that does it for the Metal Matte palette. I told you it was gorgeous, right? I'm telling you, chocolate girls, you need to get on this bad boy. You're missing out if you don't, and I believe it is a limited edition palette. So if you do have the opportunity to grab it, go ahead and do so. I know it's a little bit on the pricey side, but when you see the amount of product that you get and the variety of product that you get, it's so worth it. And I mean, if you're a Kat Von D lover, as I am, and you can totally tell, I would totally jump on this palette. You would not be sorry. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. You're amazing. I love each and every one of you. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, and we'll see you next time, gorgeous.